Hello, welcome back to my founder journey. So this is the second episode. In the first episode, I talked about why I'm building ERYN, and this episode we are going to look at how I started to lay the foundations of building ERYN, and also what first actionable steps you can take if you are starting your own business. So the first thing I needed to do in terms of starting the business was think about how I was going to actually get a product out there. And my initial thoughts were it was a bit of a slapdash approach. Actually, I thought I'll buy some material and go to a local tailor and get a prototype out that way. And actually I put that into motion really quickly. It made me realize, well, actually my slapdash approach is not going to quite cut it, especially if I'm looking to sell the type of product that I am. Quality and finish is important. Then you actually need to think a little bit harder before you put something out there. So talking about your idea is important. So Simon Squibb, he talks a lot about this in his book, Your Dream. It's like talking to people about your idea and getting it out there. I then started telling everyone that I wanted to start up my own business and I'm thinking about launching my own brand, and I was going to do it. So let's talk now about practical steps that I then taken. Start with defining the brand vision. So in relation to ERYN, the brand vision to me was clear. I wanted to support mothers that were breastfeeding or in the throes of motherhood to feel good, feel like they can have a wardrobe that's, functional to them, that's celebratory of them, and is easy to layer and wear. So the business or the brand name was easy for me because one, it's linked to my daughter's name. So it was just about searching and making sure that there wasn't another business that does the same thing that was called the same thing. And I couldn't find that. And so that was my kind of tick to move forward and register the business. And I did that via Companies House, and that's pretty straightforward. And then I went on the next step, which was to secure a website and domain. Now these things, obviously everything costs money, and while Simon Squibb says you don't need a lot of money, you need some money. So what I then did was try to secure a website, and this is my funny story. I went to secure, obviously ERYN.com sounds like the better name. They came back to me and they said that it would cost $18,000. I was like, do I have 18 pounds, let alone 18,000 to give you? So obviously that got squashed. And so in the end, Patch, I think he went somewhere, maybe he played a round of golf, and I kind of negotiated that he pays for my website, like the domain. And so we secured it on that basis. So that was like kind of one small tick again. And then I remember when I was like nursing Evie, and she was like, I don't know, 5-6 months. In the night, I'd be like going on to like different social media handles and securing like the rights or like the name. So doing that was something else that I did to like start to build the fact that this is going to be something. And in terms of designing and sketching a product, I'm a vision type of girl, and I know what I like type of girl, but I'm not artistic. I wasn't in art class drawing lots of different dresses or t-shirts. I just wasn't. I was a sporty child from school that was then a gym girl, and suddenly I've had children and my life's changed. I think networking is one of the biggest things you can do. Everything and every contact that I've been able to have has been through networking and talking and trying to have a meaningful conversation with people. that want to come on board, that want to build with you. And so now I've got a designer on board, and the aim is that they can help me implement the thing that I want to sell to people. Okay, let's talk about first step actions you can take. I think you need to know why you want to start your business. So are you feeling a problem that you're having? Are you innovating something that's already out there and making it better? Or are you creating something completely different that doesn't exist? Or are you trying to find a gap in the market that you want to cater to? So you kind of need to know why, and also like why do you want to do this specific thing? Because there are lots of different things out there why you want to do this specific thing. So I think that's important. The next bit is like know your brand name, and I feel like it's rich coming from me but don't just name it after your child. Think about like what the brand vision and what the selling like process is. And I'm probably not, I should really cut that out because I'm like embarrassingly bad, because I did use my child's name. But basically find a name that works for your brand and fits into your vision. It says here that you should start documenting your journey early. And the other thing is like break like the actions into like small goals. So for example, like the first five steps that I did was speak to someone, find a name, secure my socials, register on Companies House, and start to think about what next steps were. Like how was I going to build the product into, get a product into your hands. That's your 5 steps. Okay, let's do kind of updates in terms of ERYN now. So it's going really well, and look, this is the win of the week. The win of the week is we've secured someone on a fractional basis. Fractional is basically what the name suggests. So on a consultancy type basis, who is going to help me start to think about like how I deliver the message. In addition to that, she is an ex-buyer, so she will also help me with the implementation of getting my design out into a product. Big loss of the week is my logo was done by my friend, and it was an amazing logo, and then I changed it, and then I applied to have that trademarked, and it was successful, but I've now changed my mind. I know, it's a sad mistake to make. So it's important that yes, you move fast, but also think about your decisions. That was my takeaway. So yeah, now I'm going to resubmit that trademark, but it's fine. That's been my loss of the week, and I'm really upset about it. But I think things like this happen. I need to draw a line and move forward. I've done my brand vision deck. Budget wise, not a great week because I made a terrible mistake in applying for registration for a trademark of the brand name that I'm not particularly happy with. I kept on umming and ahhing, I think that's the way you say it, and in the end I went for my original design, and yeah, so that's kind of, yeah, so that I have to re-register it and pay the fee again. When you have such a small budget, it's really hard when you have like costs like that. And then progress, I feel like we've got a bit of a progress and plan in place. I think this week I want to concentrate on getting my website out and a newsletter. So yeah, so watch out for that. Thank you for joining me. The next episode is going to be all about creating brand aesthetic. So join me next week for that.